So this is the warehouse support site. All of our clients will have their own login, they'll have a client portal, and then they'll have the warehouse support site set up. So the first thing I want to show you is this is the home page. So on this page, you'll notice the list of all the purchase orders. So these are all purchase orders that have processed through B2B Gateway system, and now they're sent to our client via the warehouse support site, and then they're going to be able to fulfill them. We can email you a copy of an order. So here's a Walmart order. The item information is down at the bottom. In addition to us populating it on the warehouse support site, we can also email you a human readable copy if that's something that you would like to have done as well. This is going to be the list of all the trading partners that we received the orders from. You can look for a specific order from a specific trading partner. You could sort by them. It gives you the PO date. But underneath here, the process documents. This is pretty important. What this does is it shows you the next step or the sequence of the documents that will need to be transmitted. So for instance, an order acknowledgement. Some trading partners want to know that you've received that order. So they expect to receive an order acknowledgement. And then the labels that need to be on the cartons, on the boxes, they require those. An advanced shipping notice with the tracking information or an invoice. So what we'll do is we'll set everything up based on the trading partner requirements. So that being said, I'm going to jump over here to this Documents tab. So what we've done for this demo is we have set up the most common documents that our clients will trade with. Again, because we do everything in-house, this is going to be set up specifically to your business needs based on your trading partners. So if the trading partners that you want to set up, they require a PO acknowledgement, they require an ASN, an invoice, all those documents will be set up from your project manager during your setup phase right in the beginning. So we can actually modify this. If you added another partner and you were going to start selling your goods through, say Nordstrom's or Home Depot, and they had different documents that are not already listed here, we just need to go in and your project manager can add those for you. The third-party labels. This is a new tab that we are currently working on. Again, emphasizing the fact that we don't outsource any of our work, so we have our own implementation team, development team, integration team. So our clients have reached out to us and have said it would be nice if they had access to their UPS labels. We heard what they had to say, so that's something that we are working on. So this tab is something brand new for our warehouse support site, and hopefully that will be up and live very, very shortly for our clients. Under the Utilities and Reports tab, so each of the clients have specific documents that are required for their trading partners. So this is a list that we put together based on the client's requirements. So we'll do this for each of you. So if you're working with Amazon and they want a routing request, we can set that up for you. Target an order acknowledgement, we can set that up for you. And this is just kind of a quick way for you to get to those particular documents as opposed to going through the home page. You could click right on it and go directly to that document. That being said, I'm going to show you the Manage. So this tab is going to show you all purchase orders that have been processed through B2B Gateway. These are all the active orders. You can again sort by the trading partner. But what we'll do is not only do we have all active orders listed in the warehouse support site, you can also look at inactive orders. An inactive order means that you've received the order, you've sent out the shipping notification, and you've invoiced them. So basically, that entire sales cycle is complete. So now that order is inactive. If for some reason you needed to activate that PO again, you would just click on the PO and then activate. Very, very easy. The edit case quantity, this information is going to be set up in the beginning of the relationship during our setup phase with your project manager. You can send us this file in like a CSV format and we will upload it. What it's going to have is all of your item numbers, and then if your items are packed in cases, you can put that information in here. If there's a case weight, you can put that information in here. So for example, every time somebody orders this item 0-2386, we'll always know that there's 500 pieces in that case. The weight is 45 and it's in pounds. You can add items with this green tab up above. You can delete an item. If an item is not active anymore in your system, you can take that out. But this is going to hold all the information on the items that you are currently selling with all of your trading partners. The invoice report, this shows all the invoices that have been processed. This is not anything you need to maintain. However, if you did want to mark once they have been paid, you can absolutely do this and use this tab, but it is not anything that you need to maintain. You could, perhaps you wanted to look up a particular invoice and see if it had been made, if it had been paid. You could just type in the invoice number right here, search for it, and it'll let you know if it's been marked as paid. Under the address book, the carrier list. Again, something that we're going to upload. This is going to list all the carriers that you use to ship your product. So here we're going to see FedEx 2-day, FedEx 3-day, Saint Logistics if you have a 3PL, and then the carrier SCAC, that's a code that lets the system know which carrier and which method is being used. So you can add new carriers, you can delete one, but this is something that we would set up in the beginning with your project manager. The edit address, this information comes over from the purchase orders. So there's the ship from, ship to, bill to, all of this information is going to be populated when a purchase order gets sent into B2B Gateway system and then populates on the warehouse support site. You can add an address, you can edit an address, but this information comes directly from the purchase orders. This settings tab, this is not anything you will need to use. However, this is what your project manager will use when they are setting up your particular account. They're going to look at what the required documents are for each of the trading partners you want to onboard, and then they're going to add them in here. Say, for instance, you're not doing business with Walmart anymore, and we need to remove a document, or you've added a new trading partner, and we need to include it under the default form. Your project manager will handle all of this for you. And if there's any questions, feel free to put it in the chat box, and then Ryan is going to ask those questions at the end of the presentation. So now I'm going to show you how we can process a few of these very common documents. So I'm going to go back to my home page. The first thing I want to show you is a PO acknowledgement. Again, if you wanted the POs to be automatically sent, sometimes clients would prefer to accept every single order that comes in. They're always going to be able to fulfill it. There's never going to be a back order. We can set that up for you so that we will auto accept every order. If, for instance, all Walmart orders, you automatically wanted to accept them, we could set that up through our mapping. But if you wanted all orders that are coming from Bed Bath, you wanted to be able to look at them, make sure you can fulfill them, then you can use the warehouse support site for that. So we have two options when it comes to the PO acknowledgement. So I'm going to click on the acknowledge order, and I'm going to click on the Walmart order act. This information is coming over from the purchase order. If you needed to add another item, say for instance you had a PO change or something was different, quantity was different, you can make those changes. But right here in the acknowledgement code, this is where you will be able to make changes. So if you are not able to accept that item, you don't have anything in stock, so you reject it. Or maybe you accept it but with a quantity change. You can pick that status right here. And one thing I do want to mention about the statuses, we have 3 for right now, but if you have specific statuses that you want us to add, we can absolutely customize that for you. We just use the 3 main statuses that typically get sent out, but we can absolutely customize that. So let's accept both of the items and then hit submit. And there's your PO acknowledgement. Obviously, the void is not going to be listed, but all you do is hit this red Send Order Act, and it's going to get sent electronically directly to your trading partner. The next thing I want to show you is a carton label. So UCC 128 labels. So again, I just pulled up a purchase order. It's got the order information, item level information. We've done the order acknowledgement, so now we're going to do the label. With labels, we can set up different types of labels. So different trading partners may have different labels that they want set up. For instance, you could do a standard pack like what I'm going to show you, but maybe you are requiring to do a pick and pack, which means that you're going to take different items and mix them all up into one box, as opposed to just taking one case of the same product. Maybe you need to do a pallet label. You can pick which label you need to do. You also have the ability, typically you're going to generate a new label, but let's say, for instance, you had already generated labels. Something happened with the box. Maybe the box got damaged and the label got damaged, and now you need to print those same labels again. Click here, and you can pick based on the date. You can pick which batch you would like to reprint, and then take the next step, and you will print those same labels again. But for this demo, we're going to show you generating new labels. This information is coming over from the purchase order. You can edit within the boxes, drop down. So as I showed you that carrier information, those are the ones that were listed there. If you added 3 or 4 more, they would be showing here now. The ship from, ship to, all of that information is coming from the PO, but if for any reason you needed to update it, you can do that. Again, the information from the purchase order. If you needed to change something on the quantity, you can do that for the label and just hit submit. This is the UCC 128 label. I do want to point out the different boxes in the labels. These are zones. Different trading partners have different requirements for different zones in the labels. So what we'll do during your setup phase is we will test with that trading partner. We will get a test label, send it to them, and then once they approve it, then we'll set it up in the warehouse support site. But as I mentioned, different trading partners have different information that are required in different places on this label. So these could all look differently for each of your trading partners. And then all you need to do is click Print Labels. We will give you a link so that you can connect to your printer at your warehouse or your facility. So when you hit Print Labels, it will go directly to your facility, to your warehouse, so that you can put these labels right on your boxes. Next, I want to show you an ASN, an Advanced Shipping Notice. So with ASNs, it's a really, really important document because a lot of trading partners use an ASN for chargebacks. If you're not familiar with chargebacks, It is when a trading partner receives a document and the information is missing or it's not within the time frame that they receive it. Say they have to receive the ASN 24 hours before the shipment gets to the warehouse. They will charge you, and sometimes it's in the upwards of thousands of dollars. I think some partners actually use chargebacks as a revenue stream. So what we want to do is make sure you don't get chargebacks. During our mapping, we will test with all of the documents and all of the fields within the document. So, for instance, if an advanced shipping notice was created and you sent it out and it was missing a required field, we would flag that document. We would not send it to the trading partner. We would email you, let you know there was an issue, and it would also show up on your exception report. This is allowing us to notify you that something was missing, you need to add it, and then we will resend that document. And this is in hopes that we can avoid any chargebacks for you. So advanced shipping notices are very, very important documents, and they are a top priority for B2B Gateway and processing those. So again, all the information from that PO is coming over. Here's that same list I showed you. The ship from, that can get updated, ship to. Any of this information you can edit. Here is all the items that are going to be shipped. If you need to remove one from the ASN, change a quantity, you can edit that. Click submit, and here is your advanced shipping notice. Got all the information from the PO. Click on the Send ASN button, and it goes electronically to your trading partner. Next, I'm going to show you a packing slip. All right, I'm going to actually type in a PO number because I'm going to use CSN sales for this particular example. So if you don't see it in the list, you can just type in the PO number right up here in this box and it'll show up. Okay, so again, item information down at the bottom, ship to, ship from, order acknowledgement, shipping label, packing slip. And you're going to see these for each of your orders. Each trading partner will have different requirements. So for CSN, they want a PO acknowledgement, they want the label, and they want a packing slip. So they don't necessarily need to have an invoice sent out. But this will be set up specifically to each of your trading partners. Here's the information that came over from the PO, and there's your packing slip. We'll make sure that the logo from your trading partner is listed on there. So, and pick list versus packing slip. So a pick list is something that we could set up for you as well. That is going to be used at the warehouse level. So you're going to print a pick list, and then your warehouse people will go around and collect all the items that need to get shipped off of that pick list. But the packing slip, that's what you're going to put in the box. So you order something online. I just ordered a comforter from Wayfair. I get the box, I open it, and here is my packing slip showing me what product I ordered and all of the additional information. Just click Print Packing Slip, and you're all set to put it in the box. The last document I want to show you, which is typically the last document that's sent, is the invoice. So for the invoice, I'm going to use this example. So again, all the order information is listed. We've done the label, we've done the order acknowledgement, we've done the shipping notice. Now we're going to do the invoice. So on the invoice, here is the number. If you need to edit it, you can go ahead and do that. The order information that you are invoicing, if something changed and you needed to change the quantity, go right ahead and do that. You can add an item, but it basically is populating everything from that PO. And there's your invoice. 2 easy steps. and then you just hit send invoice, and off it goes to the trading partner. So it's very, very user-friendly in the fact that all the order information is stored in the warehouse support site. So when you have to create any of those return documents, everything is going to auto-populate from that original PO. So it's going to save you steps and save you time when you're having to send out all of the orders. So that is everything I wanted to show you on the warehouse support site, our different functionalities, how we handle creating different documents. That being said, Ryan, are there any questions about anything as we were going through the demo?
Not yet, Melissa, but let's see if anyone has any questions. We'll give them a few minutes to see if anyone has any. Submit them right through the chat box, please.
Okay, great. And again, I mean, I do want to emphasize the fact that I know we've said it quite a few times, but, you know, because we do all of the work in-house, we can really customize everything to your specific needs. So this warehouse support site, you know, for customer A, you know, these documents here, this information here, that's going to look a little bit different than it is for customer B. You know, the same basic documents will be set up, but everybody's going to have their own specific business needs, and so we can customize the warehouse support site specifically to your business.
Awesome, thanks, Melissa. We do have one question coming in right now. So someone is wondering if you can also support the purchase order change request, so the 860 PO change request.
Yeah, absolutely. And so typically with a PO, with an 860 PO change request, that is not sent electronically, because what happens is when we import a purchase order into your system, we don't want a PO change to override it. So those documents are typically emailed directly to the client, because just imagine if you received a PO change and you already did a partial shipment, or you've already sent out the order. You don't want an order to come in again of, you know, exactly the same PO number. So for a PO change, we always email it directly to the client so that they can handle that change internally. And then if they need to resend a PO acknowledgement, or if they need to resend an ASN, they can take that PO out of the warehouse support site and they can unarchive it, and then they can send those documents again.
Perfect. Thanks, Melissa. Another one coming in. Someone's wondering if they're currently a customer of B2B Gateway and they already have their documents, such as like the 997 functional acknowledgement or their 856 advanced ship notice mapped. Will their processes change if they jump onto the WSS?
No, not at all. So, I mean, if they're already using an ERP system or an accounting package to transmit the documents, then we would just get them set up with the warehouse support site. We may have to adjust the mapping, but there's not going to be anything that's really going to be needed on their end. Our programming and mapping team will handle all of that for them.
Perfect, thank you. One more that I can see is, how many users can you have in their portal? Is there unlimited? Like, is there a certain number of users that can log into the same WSS portal?
Yep, so you can have as many users as you want. I do know that with some other EDI providers, you're only allowed a certain amount of users, and then you have to pay a monthly fee for that. That's not the case with B2B Gateway. If you want to have a login for somebody at your warehouse, somebody in your accounting department, somebody in your administration, you can have as many logins as you want, and we'll set those up for you in the beginning. And also, if new staff comes on board and we need to add them and give them their own login, we can absolutely do that. That would only take a couple of minutes.
Excellent. That's it for questions. If anyone else has any last-minute questions, feel free to put them in the chat box now. Let's give it maybe one more minute. Thanks for answering those, Melissa.
Yes, no problem. And actually, I do want to touch on that 997 you had just mentioned. That is a document that not all trading partners will set up, but it is a great document if they do, because what it is it's a functional acknowledgement. And so it's acknowledging the fact that you have received a document. So for instance, you send out an advanced shipping notice. If the trading partner will send a 997 back, they can send it back saying they received it, the ASN, and that they accepted it. Same thing with an invoice. So just imagine any document that you're sending out to a partner. If that partner supports that 997, we can set that up for you, and we do not charge for that document.
Perfect. Thanks, Melissa. I think that's it for questions. So thanks again for a great presentation. Very informative. And yeah, thanks again. Thanks everyone for joining, and thanks Melissa for hosting.
Yeah, thank you so much for everyone for joining, and give us a call anytime if you have any questions. You're an existing client and you want to look into possibly getting our warehouse support site set up for you. A new client with EDI needs, feel free to give our sales team a call at any time, and we look forward to hearing from everyone.
That's right. Thanks again, Melissa, and thanks everyone. Have a nice day.
Take care. Bye-bye.